Hey, what's up guys? This is Sohan and you're watching your Technical Spark channel. Friends, in Sophos XDR series under Endpoint Protection, today we are going to learn Threat Protection Policy. And guys, this particular policy is very important because all the Marvel protection related settings we are going to configure in this particular settings only, and it complement your Intercept X as well as XDR, because whatever the virus is going to be executed on your machine, all malware trajectory is visible in the Sophos XDR. So how exactly it can be configured as per the best practices and how it can be tested, so everything we are going to learn in this particular video. So without further ado, let's get started after this small intro video. Hey, welcome back guys. Now let's open our Sophos Central console, and here we'll directly navigate to our endpoint protection, right? Because this is what we are going to learn in this particular video. So guys, these are some malware testing which I have done earlier, so just ignore that. Now let's go to our policies, and as you could see here, approximately 7 policies are present. One is threat protection, peripheral, application control, DLP, web, and update management, followed by Windows firewall. And in this particular video, we are only going to focus on threat protection. Okay, so by default it's always configured as per the best practices which is recommended by Sophos guys. Okay, and all the configuration we have to do, that is from this particular setting window. So initially what we will do, we are just going to clone this policy. So let me just click on clone, or if you want, you can directly start editing the base policy. Okay, what the name you would like to give, so I'll just mention base policy threat protection. Okay, it's a shortcut. Now how exactly this policy would like to configure, user base or device base. So what the difference between these both the policies guys, when you configure user base policy, so is get applied to the user. So let's say you have 10 computers and 2 users are logging into the a different PC. So whenever they log in, the policy configuration conditions remain same. Okay, and this basically very much useful when you configure the DLP policy, so that irrespective of any device you are going to log in, the protection will be always same. Irrespective, when you configure policy in the device base, so what is the changes happen here, so the policy which you are going to apply, that stay intact with your device. So irrespective of any user login, the policy will remain same. Okay, the functionality is always same. So it's completely up to you how exactly you would like to go, whether it's a user base or device base. So hope guys this thing is clear and you will use this as per your requirement. So once you given the name, let's click on continue so that our new policy will get created. So as you could see, the new policy has been created. So if I just click on cancel, or if I directly go to the computer policies, here I'll find 2 policies. One is base policy and second is this is a default policy, right? So let's open the first one. Okay, now to which device we are going to apply the policy. So TSW11, this is the same system where we have logged in. Let me show you that as well, just for your information. So in CMD, I'll just update will be complete when you restart, that is fine. So this is the host name of my PC, TSW11 test client. Okay, so let's move this. So we have applied this particular policy on this one single machine. Now group, if you have group, instead of adding your computers individually, what you can do, you can, if you have group created already, then you can simply add that group and it will get, the policy will be applied to that particular group, so that you don't have to play around with this computer setting. And these particular groups are fetched by AD, because our AD is already been integrated. If you didn't watch this video, then go back and watch that video. Okay, now let's go to the settings. So as I said, all the policy configuration is already been done as per the best practices by Sophos, because so far we haven't configured or modified any setting here, and this always works good guys. Okay, and whenever you see applies to Windows and Mac, which means this particular policy which we are configuring, it can be applied for Windows as well as Mac. So like deep learning is only applicable for Windows, not the Mac. Now before we make the configuration changes or in this particular screen, let's understand what exactly this particular settings are meaning is. So the first one is live protection. So guys, basically live protection plays very important role, as I said, okay, because whenever any malware enters in your organization, Sophos isn't allowed to check the real time, history or threat information for that particular file with Sophos lab, which means let's say one of the new file has been entered and Sophos don't have the signature or any protection rule for that, then in the real time it's our Sophos agent directly communicate with Sophos labs and gather the information related to that particular file using the hash or metadata. So this is going to be very useful, and it's protect our system in real time. Now, deep learning. Guys, deep learning is basically works with your machine learning as well as AI, okay, and it's mostly applicable for the PE. PE means portable executable files. So it detects those files before it gets executed on your machine. And this particular module runs very fast, guys, because protection is always optimal, or you can say top priority. So as soon as that particular file enters in your environment, so it's immediately detect basis on the machine learning as well as AI and take the corrective action. So this deep learning is also one of the very important module, okay. Also all modules are very important, but it depend at what time is going to execute. So that is completely depend on what exactly malicious activity is going on in your machine. So hopefully this live protection and deep learning, both the parts are clear. Now the third one is real time scanning local files and network share. So guys, when this particular scan is enabled, so the file which is present on your local system as well as in a network share, when the files are getting read or write on your PC, it scan each and every part of that particular file or process, okay, and accordingly protection will be your system gets protected in case of any malicious things are going on. Now similarly, real-time scanning, okay, it's the internet. So scan downloads in progress, block access to malicious website, detect low reputation files. So when you are transferring or executing any process files, so it's basically check for your reputation scan, deep learning, signature based scan, and application control scan, okay, and accordingly the appropriate action has been taken. Now the files or the processes which is found out to be the low reputation, then here you will get the option with the to prompt user the what action can be taken on that particular machine, okay. So the control will always be with user. I don't recommend to set log only, but yeah, if the false positives are very huge, then yeah, in this situation you can go with the log only, and once the environment is fine tuned, then you can move it back to prompt user. Now the reputation level. So guys, basis on any file score, Sophos automatically determines what is the reputation level is, and accordingly the action has been taken. If you put strict, then yeah, there is a chances that your legitimate applications will also get hampered. So best setting is recommended, okay. Now remediation. In remediation, guys, the file which can be cleaned, right, so those file automatically gets cleaned with the help of remediation, this particular feature, so that your actual file stay intact, and only the let's say one of the Excel file, will take an example. In Excel file there is a macro is available which is malicious, and in the same Excel file your very precious data is also available. So what exactly this remediation tool does, it will keep your Excel file as is but only remove that malicious macro. So that's how it's going to help. Now enable threat graph creation. So as I said, when you go to the threat analysis center, which is actually our XDR components, so when the any detection is detected and appropriate action has been taken, it's shows the entire graph into our this XDR screen. We'll see that how exactly it can be viewed, and accordingly cases also gets created. Now runtime protection. So guys, I am working on the Sophos from a very long time. So when the Sophos first time introduced, it was just like a Sophos Central, Sophos Endpoint Protection, Enterprise Console. This type of products Sophos were having. Later on, they have introduced Intercept X, because in the early days we have seen Locky, WannaCry. Those are the popular malwares which is encrypting lots of system across the global, right? So that time they have introduced Intercept X. So this particular is a part of Intercept X, where it protects your documents from ransomware, which means when your file start getting automatically encrypted, this particular module protects your system from prevent your system from being getting encrypted. So this is also very important feature, so make sure this is turned on. And what is the sets here? Terminate process. So whenever any service which is continuously try to encrypt the files, so it's Sophos agent basically terminate that process. And this is the one of the best setting I would say you can keep, so that immediate action can be taken. Now protect from master boot record. So many systems, just to harm your PC, they try to interfere with your MBR record. So that's the reason this is one of the protection, so that your MBR settings will be reserved and cannot be modified by any malicious attack. Now this is one of the safe browser. So when you browse, download any data or anything, it basically protects your system from by preventing the downloading unwanted malicious files. Now mitigate exploit in valuable application. So these are the kind of your web protection when you do a surfing. So with these lots of policies, it's protect your system. This is for the processes. Okay. Now dynamic shellcode protection, CTIP, these are all traditional settings which is really important to be enabled. Okay, and one of the my favorite is monitor use of driver API. So make sure this is also enabled. This has already been configured with as per the best practices, but these are the some of the options like prevent malicious network traffic with packet inspection. So if you want to use this by any reason, then make sure you do testing in your UAT environment, okay, with some real-time use cases. Otherwise there could be chances that your legitimate traffic will also inspected. Okay, so based on your policy or requirement, use these appropriate settings. Now if I just go down, here one of the option enable protection in safe mode. So I really think that this is not required, but anyways, if you are going into the safe mode again and again for your business protect use case, and you want your system to be protected in that mode also, then you can turn this option on or off. But right now I'll just go with the default settings. Now advanced setting, if you want to explore this little bit more, then you can simply click on here, but this is right now configured as per the best of the practices. Okay, so we'll just leave this as is. Now block quick browser connections. So this is just for the UDP your traffic. Again, SSL TLS description of HTTPS website. So that is I already covered in our settings video. Device isolation. So the system which is in a very critical condition, or you can say red, do you want this system to be allowed get isolated? So I'll just put this into the yes, so that once this device is isolated, if the situation is red, then it won't be able to communicate with other system which is available in your network, and it can be communicated with Sophos directly. Although you will be able to de-isolate this device from Sophos Central, but keeping these settings is really very useful. Now schedule scanning. When do you like to scan your machine? So let's say I would like to scan my machine every Friday, or let's say today is Saturday, so I'll just keep Saturday, and the timing would be 11:30. I'll just keep okay, and AM, because right now the timing is 11:20 AM. So these settings will work good for me. Now enable deep scanning, scan inside archive zip files. So if you require the scan to be enabled, should go inside the this type of files, then you can enable these settings. But just keep in mind, if the file is password protected or encrypted, then it won't be able to scan those type of files. Now let's go down, and here is the exclusion part. So right now we don't have any exclusion, but if you have any exclusion, what you can do, you can simply click on add exclusion, whether it's a file, folder, process, website, whatever it is, you can just select the appropriate option and then enter that value. It could be URL, file name, process name, like this. Okay, and how exactly you would like to exclude this from. So I'll just select whether it's from the scheduled scan, a real-time scan, or both. Okay, now I'll just cancel that. And once we are done with the policy configuration, we have to go on the top and click on save. So as soon as I save this, guys, you can see it's got applied to one computer, right? I mean, one computer has been targeted, and currently policy status is inactive. So let me open this again, go to the policy inactivity, and here you will have to make it on, okay, so that it will become active. And if you want to disable this policy by in a certain time frame, you can select that. Okay, but right now we will not do that. We'll just keep it as a active. Click on save, and that's it, guys. Okay, the policy status has become active, and now it will get applied to this particular one PC which we have assigned to this particular policy. And how exactly you can check that? You can simply open this, go to the about section, and okay, you just have to click on update now, so that it will get applied in real time. Okay, whatever the settings which we have changed, it will get auto applied on this machine. the policy has been applied, guys. So this is how you will be able to configure the policies. Now let's check this by running one of the test malware client. So for that, I'll just go to the icar test file. Let's go to the very first website, which is icar.org. Accept, and when I go to the download malware test file, here are the files which we can download. So very first, let's try to download the this zip file. See, is getting downloaded and is got detected by Sophos agent. So this is how basically, guys, this thing works. Let me click on that. Virus detected. Perfect. So it's working very much perfectly, guys. And at the last, it's showing threat cleaned up, right? Okay, guys, now let's open Sophos agent. Let's go to the events, and you will see the file which we have downloaded, which is this one, zip. Okay, how many alerts it has triggered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 alerts has been triggered. Now what, and all alerts are, all threads are got cleaned up. You can see. So it works in very much real time, guys. Okay. If you want, you can do updating or just refer this. Now how exactly we can check this? So for that, we'll have to go to the Sophos Central. Let's go to the dashboard. Hey, great. Guys, now I could see the detection which we have performed on our system, that is TSW11, is now showing. So let's open that. And as soon as I click on that, you could see I directly jumped into the threat analysis center. Okay. And here it shows how exactly this particular thing is processed. And at the end, it's got clean. Okay, this is the information of that particular file. And by any chance, if you want to isolate that device, you can do that from just clicking on isolate this device. If you want to initiate the scan, okay, that is also you can do it just on your fingers. Now when you go down, you will see how exactly that particular file is try to spread in our network. Okay, so I'll just maximize this, and you can see here Chrome, right? So by looking at the file, it was very simple. We are just trying to download, but at the back end, that much of action that particular file has been taken. Okay, so let me just zoom little bit. Let me just slide this. You can see 50 files read, 26 files read, registry has been accessed, right? So many things it has done. Setup.exe. So it's always good to, if you have time, guys, so whenever you see this type of alerts, always try to read the entire trajectory. Okay, how exactly the file has been entered in your system, what are the things is try to access, right? So all the information, and this is really interesting, guys. If you really want to become a cybersecurity guys, then you should understand how to read this, where the payload is came. Okay, what is the information which is available inside the payload, how the data will be fetched, okay, where exactly is going to store. So lots of things which you can learn when you see this type of graph. And by any chance, if you would like to do a forensic, you can just create forensic snapshot. That is also one of the useful feature. This is just for the analysis purpose. Okay, and if you want to, by any chance, if you think that okay, this is not useful for me, you can directly change the thing to direct direct path. So it will be very smaller, and it will give the, in short, the how exactly it has been processed. Okay, by any chance, if you thought okay, I don't want to see other files and other strips, then you can just simply remove some of the things from here. Okay, and accordingly it will get applied. So just to visualize and understand, it will really help you. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you have found this video useful, that how exactly we can configure the threat protection policy and how it can be used in our environment. Now in next video, we'll learn about the peripheral control. And if you found this video useful, please click on the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe. This is Sohan signing out, and I'll catch you in the next amazing video. Till then, bye bye.